that we thought was a big issue is that in today's day and age, a lot of people don't have conversations anymore. They just sit on their phones and they text, just like we were doing. And so we chose this behavior of whenever there's a conversation going on and someone they took away their eye contact from you and they started to look at their phone and text, then you would flick them. So that was behavior that we chose.
Our group decided to use positive punishment as a way to decrease the target behavior, and we chose to do that in a continuous schedule. The positive punishment we chose was to be flicked, and the target behavior we want to change is someone using their phone or texting or playing a game during a social interaction.
Awesome. So the operational definitions for this experiment were the breaking of eye contact during a social interaction. So if you're talking to someone, if you're playing a game together, doing anything like that, and eye contact is broken due to a cell phone, that counts as the distraction or the behavior that we're kind of trying to target. And then a better definition of that behavior would be when someone's on the phone and we couldn't tell when they're necessarily texting, so they're just being on the phone and having the phone and looking at that instead of making eye contact with someone else define the behavior that we were looking at. Anything? How's the weather today?
I mean, it's pretty cold.
I was walking up the staircase to get here, and it's so windy that the snow came off, and it came straight in my face. It was awful, and it was really cold, and I didn't like the wind. It's really frustrating. And then yesterday, actually once when I was a little kid, I was walking on this ice, and I fell. And I'm pretty sure I did a backflip or something, or I slipped and I scratched my face.
Cool.
And then, I don't know, I must have been hallucinating. I think Robert Downey Jr. was in the sky somewhere, like Iron Man.
Oh, cool.
And it was
Nice.
I like your ring.
Oh, thanks. My dad gave it to me. He gives me one every year for Christmas.
Really?
Yeah.
That's so cool.
It's like our thing.
That's awesome. It's like the crane thing that we watched
The what?
yesterday with the papers.
Oh,
Folded up the
yeah.
crane.
Oh,
Yeah, it was
Right. Cool.
Yeah. My mom, every year, she gives me these weird little
Mm-hmm.
and
Oh, sorry.
so anyways, it's we have this thing where we take all these.
How are you? For most of the part, my experiment worked well. I decided to do it on my best friend. So I had some issues with it because she doesn't take me serious and she hates to be flicked. So she tended to punch me. But most of the time, it worked. We had good outcomes.
Mine worked pretty well. My aunt used to text and lose conversation with me about 10 times a day. And then once treatment started, it was down to 2 times a day or so. And then once it was back to baseline again, it was up to about 5 times a day again. But my only issue with it is that some days, on the weekends and stuff, I wouldn't really see her very much. So that was the only issue I had with it.
So I did mine on my roommate, and it seemed to work pretty well. I don't know, she did it a few times, and then she kind of caught on pretty well. So
I did mine on one of my best friends, and it did work really well, especially since he spends a lot of time on his phone. But the only issue with that is I think all of us had to be careful in who we were choosing because the subject might react to us badly. Kelsey got punched, and my friends would kind of yell at me because obviously no one wants to be flicked. And that's part of the issue with positive punishment. But other than that, I think it was the best one for us to apply to this particular situation. And all in all, it did work out pretty well for us.
For the project, I used my roommate. It went great. Now, with the treatment and all, now I can play 2K and we don't have to stop every 10 minutes for him checking his phone. So, yeah, I did pretty good.